buying an overpriced vehicle?
Defender, I think was the, Defender, which was the original model. Predominantly four-wheel drive, off-capable road, owned by multinational manufacturers.
But I was watching that documentary about that Indian temple, but then the next episode that came up was about, the animals that survive around that Indian temple because of all the offerings that they bring. And one of them was like all these, monkeys. I was like, oh, those are such a cute monkeys. And then they were doing the documentary of this poor little orphan monkey. I was like, that is so mean.
These are all the owners they've had over the last 20 years because the British car industry collapsed. Where I'm from in Birmingham is where
the British car industry collapsed.
Oh, absolutely.
When did that happen?
Do you ever heard of a company called British Leyland?
No.
There you go. They was a very big company in the 70s. I've got a 1972 MGB at home. A Jaguar. They bought them. They were a very successful company. Well, you've heard of Jaguar now. You pronounce it different.
Jaguars.
There you go, Jaguar. And then
Jaguars.
And then
Jaguars.
You've got BMW. They owned it for a time. All right. Then Rover, and they completely went belly up. And then Ford bought it. So they've all had a go at it, making it successful. In Birmingham, where I'm from, there's a huge plant where they put the Range Rovers together. It's huge. Have you heard about Tesla, what they intend to do the next 5 years? We'll talk about it.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. Ready? Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Olympian Table. Sorry we're a bit late this morning. As always, we're just talking and haggling and getting on with all the good stuff. Anyway, we are going to talk about just a few things that we've sort of got on our list. The first thing we're going to talk about is the amount of holidays that we seem to get in the US. And there really is, quite a list, to be perfectly honest, of holidays we get. We've got Juneteenth coming up, which is on June the 19th. But in some states it starts as early as, was it?
The 16th,
I think.
June the 16th. Which to me is just, amazing, I guess. But basically, do you have any comments on that, Laura and Courtney? I mean, there seems to be a lot of holidays out there.
It's another day off.
It's another long weekend. I mean, we all like long weekends.
Well, they just recently became a federal holiday not too long ago.
Last year it became, wasn't it? Last year Juneteenth became a federal. Was it last year? Or the year before? Last year I think was the first year it became a federal holiday. It had always been there. But what do you think of some of these? I know that yesterday was Homeowners Association Day. Not that that's a federal holiday, but I thought that was quite funny. From one of my investment properties that I own, I got from the Homeowners Association, I got Happy Homeowners Association Day.
Oh my goodness. So, there's all kinds of stuff to celebrate.
Which do you, out of the list that I gave you, which is, did you get the list?
No.
Okay, let me go put it in.
It's in Discord.
All right. I'm going to put it in again. All right. And I want you to tell me,
This one.
Which do you think is the weirdest one of the lot? Because when you go through this list, I mean, just so people know, I don't know if people can see this, there is literally hundreds of these things.
Yeah, and these might be holidays, but like, if you go on any day and you'd be like, what day is today?
Well,
What's going on today?
What day did you say was today?
There's like a national day for all kinds of stuff.
I think it said corn on the cob. No, corn on the cob day.
It's Army birthday, June the 14th. It's Flag Day today. And it's corn on the cob day.
So 3 or 4 different things. And if you
like anything can pop up as a holiday. Like I just researched it again, and something else came up is the World Day Against Child Labor today.
World Blood Donor Day, National Bourbon Day.
National Bourbon?
Oh,
Yeah.
want to listen to this one. Tomorrow in the U.S., National Bed Bug Prevention Day.
Oh, what about today is International Bath Day.
What does that mean?
Everybody
We all
go
bath
take a bath.
together?
Oh no.
Get that bath open. Let's get the water in that tub and let's all jump in.
Oh, and today is Monkey Around Day too.
There you go.
Oh, and Pop Goes the Weasel Day today. Oh, but my favorite, if I had to choose, National Strawberry Shortcake Day is today.
You got it.
I would select National Chocolate Chip Day.
Oh, and do you know whose birthday it is today?
Who's?
Your favorite person?
Laura?
Me.
No. Donald Trump.
Oh, it is. There you go. And I've got a birthday suit for him, and it's coloured in orange. And then, of course, everybody, the big question is when he takes his famous photo in his new orange suit that they've going to tailor for him, is he going to wear his toupee or is he going to just do his comb over? What do you think they'll do?
I hope they put a fan in front of him.
just to keep the mysteriousness going.
He's got to take one of those Beyonce photos.
Yeah, we would like to see a couple of those shots.
So what's your favorite
Out of all the
holiday,
holidays,
Laura and Steve?
Chocolate Chip Day, May 15th.
I'll be honest with you, my favourite time of the year, and this is going to be totally against being English, British, whatever you want to call it, is Thanksgiving. And the only reason why I like Thanksgiving over here is because...
You're
So much
slapping
food.
motherland.
What's that?
You're slapping your motherland.
No. It's nothing to do with that. No, that's July the 4th.
Oh,
But
See, you got it from the mic.
But with Thanksgiving, what happens over here is the closest you'll get to an English Christmas, because on Thanksgiving, things normally close down about Wednesday noon, correct?
Wednesday.
Thanksgiving's on the Thursday, but
Not
a lot
anymore,
of things close
though.
down. Well, our office does, okay.
because they basically made Black Friday on Thanksgiving now.
Right. Well, that
some-
depends. That
That
depends.
depends
There's
because
so
some
many.
companies boycotted.
Right, but
boycotted them.
there's so many early Black Fridays these days. But I don't consider Black Friday, to be perfectly honest, part of Thanksgiving as such. But what I'll say is, Thanksgiving over here is, we normally finish at 12 o'clock Wednesday as a company. Then we do the Thursday gig, and then we do the Friday, we eat all the leftovers, and then Saturday and Sunday, is a weekend. It's like a very an overlong weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Christmas in the UK or most of Europe, it's more of a family event, which is like Thanksgiving. But to be perfectly honest, is we rush around like, you can't believe, on Christmas Eve to finish off all your gifts. And then a lot of, depends on what industry you work in, is we're basically closed until maybe January the 1st, January the 2nd. The only people that really have to work are the people that work in the stores, because that's when they have all the sales.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they have Christmas sales and getting rid of the end of year stock and stuff. So I was a bit disappointed with Christmas when I got over here, to be perfectly honest.
Because it was so short?
What's that?
Because it was so short?
Because all you have is one day off.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So
For Christmas?
yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing, to be perfectly honest.
You know what I do for Thanksgiving? I go do a 5K or a 10K in the morning. And then I cook.
Well, just don't ask me.
And then I go cook. So-
She's going to be doing a half marathon pretty soon.
Just posted a picture what I did for Thanksgiving last year.
My wife does the 5K walk.
Why would you do that to yourself before you eat?
Well, I'll try to burn the calories so I can eat
At
more.
least it's not after. Because you'd
Burn
be
the calories
dragging.
so I can eat some more. Dessert. Dessert preferably instead of turkey. But I agree with you. I think Thanksgiving, to me, Thanksgiving is like, how can I say it? It's like the one time that seems like the world
family
kind of
get-together.
stops and people kind of get together. At least that's how I feel. Because, everything shuts down in the city and, or out of the city, and people just get together to have a good time.
And here's the thing. I think what's the next best holiday time that you feel?
4th of July, man. Can't wait for that.
I stay away from the beach
I'm not
on
into
4th
the
of July.
That's when you
Oh,
celebrate
the
kicking the English butt.
fireworks. Yes.
See,
Oh, the
I think
fireworks.
Easter. I'm not religious, but I like Easter
Easter?
because the weather's good.
Oh, yeah. Weather is good for
The
Easter.
weather's good. It's not overly humid. That's what I don't like about July the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
It is hot. And I've went one weekend over to Florida on July 4th, and it was chaotic because I was only 13 at the time.
Yeah, normally beaches and parks are super packed. But
There's a lot of drunk people passed
the
out.
good thing that I like to do is,
No, not doing it. Excuse me, everybody. Not doing it. They can wait.
so one of the things that I like for 4th of July is just, doing, cooking, barbecuing at home, and then pack my chairs and go to the Buffalo Bayou and just put my lawn chairs out and then just watch all the fireworks over the skyline of Houston.
I live in Chinatown, so they pop fireworks every holiday.
Really?
Yes. For Easter, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas,
They
And
ain't supposed to
Chinese
pop
New Year.
fireworks over there, are they?
Chinese New Year is big time.
and during Chinese New Year.
In all fairness, I really enjoy Chinese New Year.
It's really pretty, but I also would like to sleep. Like they
One thing-
start
That's
at
all
like
she ever
6
does.
p.m. and then
6?
and you can't even see the fireworks. So
All the smoke.
that's just so strange. And then they go until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, where did you even get the fireworks? Like,
Need to get you some noise canceling headsets and put you some rain in your ears and go night night.
You know what I like about Chinese
Okay.
New Year? I have
Lock the
one
door.
friend that does ginger candy. So
Ooh, no.
I love
I'm
that.
good without
That's
ginger.
So good.
Nope.
So good.
Oh, maybe you could bring some of that next time.
Yeah. Well, next Chinese New Year. Because she
I'll
only makes
bring
it
s-
once a year.
I will bring some Chinese candy. for
Ginger?
Chinese New Year. Well, I have ginger all the
Chinese
time.
ginger.
Ginger is so good for you.
Oh, there's ginger in there?
Yeah.
I do not like ginger.
lemon, and green tea.
Ginger is anti-inflammatory.
It's an antioxidant.
Antioxidant.
Uh-huh.
it's so spicy.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of get used to it, though. You sort of.
Well, yeah, if you
I don't
drink
like-
it in a water bottle
I don't
Every
like.
day.
Talking about ingredients, so this caught my attention this morning that they posted that we should not consume too much garlic because this causes gas and bloating. Instead of garlic, we should eat ginger.
How many times have they told us that garlic is good for us?
A lot.
A lot.
Why can't they make their mind up? I like garlic. I'm going to continue to eat garlic, even though I
Imagine if
stink
you
of it.
tell the Italians you can't have garlic
Or the Mexicans.
or the Mexicans.
In Mexican food, is there a lot of garlic?
A little bit, but there is garlic.
Even Asian food, there's a ton
I
of
think
garlic.
don't you think with Mexicans there's more chilies in it than what there is garlic?
There's a lot of sun-dried chilies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And cumin.
Someone said the 4th of July is horrible for pets.
Yep.
It
horrible
is.
for
It is
pets.
horrible for pets. You try having 3 old English sheepdogs on July the 4th.
We have a dog pile on my bed when that happens. Everybody comes and cuddles up because they're scared.
I'm glad she clarified the situation when she said a dog pile. I'm like, That's pretty serious.
Well, all my dogs want to get as close as possible, and I have 3. One that's 70 pounds, another one that's 70 pounds, and another one that's 120. So that is like 3 human beings in my bed.
See, my 2 smaller dogs, they do not get scared with fireworks. But the bigger dog, which is the baby, he still gets startled. I don't know why, but he just gets startled with
their ears
a
are
little
like
bit
10
and then
times more
finally.
sensitive than our ears, you know? So
Yeah.
loud noises like that can really scare them.
But I mean, the reaction between the dogs, which one gets scared the most, it's the bigger dog than the smaller dogs for some reason. I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Have you heard about the famous Grant Cardone?
Grant Cardone.
I don't
know what that is.
At times, I don't think, Grant Cardone, mentor, financial guru. Well, he's
Okay.
made his millions on
Oh, this
real
guy.
estate investing.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's just come out with a statement
his
through
RE guy
MoneyWise
training.
saying that the worst investment you'll ever make now is to do in the housing market, in dream of home ownership. And to me, I mean, I've never ever rated him. I think he just makes money selling his classes and selling the dream of becoming a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you from my personal status that, owning a home or owning a rental home will be the best thing you'll ever do. And I think it's all about diversing yourself. I think it's about diversing whatever investments you've got, whether it's in stock markets, put a little bit into stocks,
I mean,
Elon Musk has helped me this week, which I'm going to talk a little bit about in a short while, about the next plans for Tesla, which seems real interesting. I don't like Tesla. I don't like Elon Musk. I think he needs to keep his nose out of a lot of stuff. A lot of people now are moaning about Twitter because they're saying there's too many adverts on Twitter. One time you could go onto Twitter and you could flick through it and you could find out what the daily news is going on.
Okay.
Now you've got to go through all the adverts. Is that correct, Kay?
Yeah.
And now people are really, they're starting to lose subscribers because they've got to go through all these, these adverts and stuff. So it's sort of interesting. But Grant Cardone basically is, do you need the link, Kay? Has basically, come through and said, what's your opinion on that? I mean, as loan officers, what do you think? Because to me, home ownership is the core of getting yourself, started on the ladder. And the hardest part with home ownership is getting on that very first step of that ladder. As soon as you got onto that ladder, then have a guess what, it gets easier and easier and easier, and it gives you, as you get up the ladder, you've got more options on how to finance things. Just like I spoke to you and Courtney, about financing some other things that I'm looking at the moment. So, what's your opinion on that?
I think buying a home is the first step, as you said, to wealth. So that opens a lot of other doors, and that's like the greatest investment that anybody can make in their lifetime.
My idea
To a lot of them, it's going to be the only investment in their lifetime, but for many other Americans, that's actually the first step.
Let me tell you what my plan was when I got here. Get here. I slept on the floor for 6 months because I was literally saving every little penny that I could. And then basically I bought my own house, which was a VA foreclosure. I fixed it up, and then I got it valued, I think 2 years after, and I think I doubled the price on it. And then I did a home equity loan, took the money out and started my business. And that's what I can't understand when you get somebody like Grant Cardone, who has quite a following. People think that he's, the business, but to me, sometimes I just can't work out what he's saying. I mean, perhaps I'm missing the point somewhere. But if you buy real estate, it's going to go up. If you look at the article that I sent you, if you can pull it up on the screen, did you see the rates of increase that, where is it? Let me find it. Okay, on 4 minutes and 34 seconds on that screen.
Are we watching this whole video?
No, I don't think you want. Let's stop watching the video, but I mean, all different real estate agents are saying the same thing. That all in all, you know,
He probably did a wrong investment, and then he's crying about it.
well,
saying
he's what he does. This is the part that I find ironic, if you want to. What he does, he gets real estate investment trusts, and he manages the trusts, and then he uses them trusts to purchase commercial and residential real estate. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then here he is turning around and telling everybody, oh no, home ownership's not a good thing. And that's what drives me nuts, because I want to give people good advice. I think they need to get out there. There's some deals to be had, you know, out there. The market is flattening off a bit. It's not crashing, depending on what location is. With real estate, the two main things is location and condition of the property. Them are the two most important things. And to everybody out there, they're not hard to remember, location and condition. And you know, the truth of the matter is, that's what I just can't understand. A guy of his stature turning around and saying something like this. So, Mr. Cardone, if you want to explain to a mere imbecile like me, then please, I would like to invite you onto the show so you could actually explain to us, because I'll be honest with you, I think you're actually full of crap.
From what I'm reading here, right, in this very condensed article, he's basically saying, you know, there's all these extra costs and but he's also putting into consideration somebody buying a house of $576,000 and putting $100,000 down. For the most part, the average first-time home buyer is not going to be putting $100,000 down. They're going to be probably using $20,000 or less, and we've seen a lot less, especially since nowadays everything is more expensive. So if you're only going to be investing 10 to 20 grand instead of $100,000, like he's saying that you should do instead and just rent, then it's really not any difference, because that rent that you're doing is just 100% interest. It's not going anywhere. So yes, if you have $100,000 to put down on a house, yeah, you should probably invest it and just rent your house. But if you're the normal buyer, which is living most likely maybe 2 paychecks ahead, then you don't have that much to invest, and it's really doesn't make sense.
And then the other thing that a lot of new home buyers have to take in consideration if they're thinking about building a portfolio of investments, it's buy what's a necessity for your home and not what is to beat.
But I think
the Joneses,
I think it's a case of buying right. In other words, buy what you need, don't buy what you want.
Right, instead of beating the Jones.
You know, why? I'm not bothered what they're doing next door. You know, I don't care what anybody
But
thinks
there's
anyway.
so many people out there that are trying to beat the Jones, when they're trying to buy a house. But then you have the other first-time home buyers where are taking in consideration, just what they need. So
I'll tell you I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Courtney, but I'll tell you one of the things that also upsets me about this guy is when it says what Uncle G says is wrong with buying a home. Okay, here's a guy that charges thousands of dollars, all right, to give investment advice to people on helping them build a portfolio. And yet here he is on here saying that 12% or 69,000 in broker fees. You don't pay 12% in broker fees. All right, maintenance fees 10%, property taxes 20%. You don't pay property taxes at 20%.
Oh, no.
You don't pay $403,200 to the bank, 70%. At the early end of the loan, you might do.
Yeah.
And then this is one of the people that years ago turned around and says about leveraging your money. There's good debt and there's bad debt. To me, buying a house is good debt.
That's going to be one of the best debts for you to buy. Anything else you pretty much buy is going to depreciate and be nothing by the time you sell it again. You're lucky if by the time you finish paying it off, it's worth anything. That's with cars, washers, dryers, anything else that we buy, appliances. 2 to 3 years down the road, they're ready for a new one.
So I just wanted to sort of, bring that up because I just, I used to like Grant Cardone a lot, but recently I think he's gone off the rails. He's made his millions and literally millions, on real estate, and then here he is telling people not to buy real estate, and I just think he's
contradicting himself.
How much you want to bet
years.
that he's going to come out with investing something different other than real estate now?
Read the article. It says that what he's coming out with is you can now own part of a rental house for $100 slats. So basically what he's doing is you can buy a portion of a rental home for $100, and each share is $100.
Yeah, so he's just trying to increase his empire by a different strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
I'm sorry, but I don't like people like that.
Look,
Grant Cardone reveals his biggest multifamily
his pockets
investment.
can get bigger. Because it's all about his pockets, and it's not about anybody else's pockets.
It's not about good advice. And that's what I think is such a shame. Next thing I want to talk about real quick, and the ladies don't know about this because I actually was reading about this morning. If you've all noticed, the Tesla shares this week have gone up. I've had a pretty good week with my shares this week, I'm glad to say.
Congratulations.
With good old Tesla. As I said, I don't like Elon Musk. At one point, I'm glad I didn't sell. I have quite a lot of Tesla shares, and I was looking at selling them at one point. Especially when he did the 3 shares for one thing. I thought that was a ridiculous move. But basically, what has been announced over the last week or so is that they're saying that the growth of Tesla is not just going to stop at producing electric cars. That what he's going to do is what he's doing is designing autonomous cars that can drive themselves. So the idea is if you have or can afford an electric car, I know you like electric cars, both of you. You're 2 Texas women, and you like your trucks and you like your gas. But what he's going to do is when he's got to the point of autonomous cars, what he's going to do is to have a system where people can, rather than park your car at the house, it's going to turn the car into a robo-taxi. So the software is going to go out there, and what he's going to do is people like Kay are going to call up, and this car is going to drive itself to wherever you want to go, and Kay's going to pay, and then half of it's going to the owner of the car and half of it's going to go to Tesla.
I'm not getting
But don't they
car.
already have something like that?
There's a basic problem with this. The way I read it, there's a basic problem with this. You've got to charge the electric car up. If it's an electric car, you've got to charge it up.
Hey, you never know. In the future cars, it might be able to just park itself where it starts charging all by itself. All it's got to do is pop a door.
Because the new Kia EV6, you could charge it in 18 minutes.
But yeah, it could possibly park and be right over a charging spot.
Charge itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But don't they already kind of have this in Las Vegas, where Teslas are picking up people and driving them places?
They are, but there's some people saying there's problems with it because sometimes they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, well, I've seen somebody, I don't know where it was at, but they had a Tesla pick them up, and it was a ride share, and literally there was road work. And this Tesla did not know how to go around it. And these people are in the back seat, and they're like, we can't do nothing. And the road person's like, go around. Well, there's nobody driving.
And apparently with this...
What do you do then?
With this new software that Musk is coming up with, it's constantly updated, literally all the time, because of roadworks, because of different new roads that are going in and everything else. So they're seeing a lot of issues in the future with it. But I think it's a very, very, I mean, Elon Musk is one of the most innovative people, on the planet, or has ever been on the planet, apart from Henry Ford. But
don't you see, though, as it's going like more into technology, at some point, I'm sure all these construction people are going to be brought into a system to be like, this road's going to be closed at this time. This road's going to be closed at this time. And that would fix it.
I do, and I think a lot of that is going to be done by satellite. That's why he's putting his satellites up in the air, so it can be done. But remember, we don't give financial advice on this program or anything. But what?
So you think it'll be acceptable for kids to be late to school because the stupid robot bus didn't get them there?
You're the moms. You work with the school.
Or to work.
You work with the schools more than me.
Or what about your employees?
Stephen,
I was late today to the meeting because the robot car wouldn't
No excuses to be late at work. But we don't give financial advice on this program. We just give opinions. But a lot of people are coming out that they're saying that there's 4 main companies that are from, and I'll be honest with you, I've got stocks in all of these. One is Nvidia, the other one is Tesla, the other one is Amazon, and the other one is Microsoft. And they reckon that you're gambling your money on them, as always. But it's quite amazing how they reckon that them 4 companies with technology as it's developing are going to be big players. Mm-hmm. And of course with AI coming into the business, that's a pretty big day. Do you know today's Flag Day?
What exactly does that mean?
What is Flag Day? What do you know about one of most America's oldest symbols of the day, honouring it? Here it is. You see, here's another one. I mean, how many of these do we need? America will participate in a 74-year-old tradition on June the 14th by celebrating Flag Day. While not the country's highest profile celebration, the national observance has evolved into a symbol of American pride.
This is why we have flags.
Now let me ask you a question, all right? National Pride Day, do you put that on the same level or above Memorial Day, where you have people die for your country? Because to me, Memorial Day...
Well, in my neighborhood, we put flags out on Memorial Day, Flag Day,
and July 4th.
4th of July, Labor Day, a couple of other holidays I can't remember, but we do put.
And you don't put Christian flags out for Christmas?
There's not such thing as Christian flags.
No, what, put crosses in the ground or something?
No, you hold Jesus in your heart.
Oh, okay.
And in your mind.
Crosses in the ground is not for Christmas. I will tell you that.
No.
Does not get that.
Wouldn't that be interesting at Christmas if you drive through?
No, it would not be. Do you know what crosses in the ground means for African American people?
What does it mean?
The KKK used to put crosses in the ground and light
You serious?
them on fire.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Kay. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, the KKK used to do that.
Because they're Christian, apparently. Which is crazy, because they're not.
Love your neighbor.
They are saying that the right wing is growing not just in America, but through Europe as well.
That's so strange.
Yeah. Extremism is going its own way. So what else we got, ladies? Any other good stuff we can talk about?
I thought this was sad news. A canine died in a police cruiser car because it stopped running, because the vehicle stopped running. So I just think that was a poor baby. He had a horrible death.
Yeah.
So what, the AC?
Well, I mean, if you see all these vehicles around the city of Houston,
Why didn't the police officer,
canines,
if it stopped running, was it running when he got out of the car?
I'm assuming it was.
Because I'll be honest with you, you know what? I'm a man of many dogs, all right? And you can take that which way you want. But basically, I mean...
Wait, what?
But the truth of the matter, the truth of the matter is, I mean, when my dogs are in the car, I do turn the engine off, but I do open the windows because it's more fun watching people they go to stroke the dogs and they're like, "Arr."
But when would you do that now?
What, with the heat like this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I did it yesterday. Getting a lotto ticket. I've got to get my lotto ticket.
I do not suggest you tell anybody that.
Why not?
Because it gets hot in a
It's
car.
only for 5 minutes while I get myself an ice cream, and then he wants a bite of my ice cream.
Your dog's in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, you about to set Laura off?
With the
Just
windows
wait.
down?
All of the windows are down.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
But no
All
AC.
of the windows are down.
But yeah.
Dude,
What
if you
is that?
stand up,
What's the point in
car.
putting the AC on if it's 100? No, was it 95 yesterday or something?
Are
It
you
was like
going to sit in
95.
a hard car
I have done.
with the windows
I
down?
have done.
Not my babies.
just telling you, don't.
Mine are farm dogs, so all I want is my.
Mine is half
all I
farm
want
dog.
All I want is my 70 acres of land, so I can tell the world to go away, and with my old English sheepdogs, I'll even share it with some copperhead snakes if they're out there.
Well, we did call the. I didn't call the cops, but I went to HEB. This happened about a couple of years ago. I went to HEB. This woman parked her SUV on the handicap parking
That
spot.
pisses me off.
The vehicle was off, and there was a dog inside.
Did she have any windows open?
No.
See, that's what. No, I don't agree.
So guess what? Somebody, after debating, and the dog was like, when I got there, the dog was barking and jumping, right? So I imagine
the dog is trying to tell you something.
I imagine the vehicle, like I didn't pay attention because I just walked by there and I'm like, oh, cute dog, it's jumping. And then I just went in to buy one thing and came right back out. By the time I came out, which was probably like 5-10 minutes later, the dog wasn't jumping, and there was a couple people surrounding that vehicle, and they're like, I'm gonna break the window. The cop was there telling them that not to break the window, but this guy was such a dog lover, he broke the window and rescued the dog. And the owner was nowhere to be found, because when I went inside the store, they kept saying, if you're the owner
Was the
of
dog
the
okay?
vehicle, I don't know, I didn't stay to find out. But it was moving.
That's typical Laura, that is.
It was
the
moving.
The damage is done. I'm out of town.
It was moving, but I didn't leave it in the car. But, you know.
I wouldn't leave a dog in a car with the windows up or whatever. All my windows are down.
So
seriously, all my windows are down.
Like, I have
You
alerts.
can steal my stuff. I've got extra bags in the car with computers in. Come and steal my stuff. But leave my dogs alone.
I have alerts in my car to check my rear seat now.
Alerts in your car.
To check my rear seats.
The
Or is
what?
car
They're
in a
still
station?
there? Your seats are still there? Or
No.
someone hasn't stole your seats?
So just in case somebody, I think it's part of the vehicle smart thing.
it's for people that have babies for the most part.
Well, my dogs are my babies, so,
people that
so I won't forget my dogs.
It's
I
the
would never
people that
forget
are
my
soft and
dogs.
buy Lexuses. That's what it is.
But, you know, I just found it. But you know what? I do like the new feature. I mean, not the new feature, but the feature that Tesla has about if you leave your car, you know, running, and you leave a cat in there or a dog in there. I think that's cute.
What feature's that?
So you just put it on that, you know, to stay running because you have a dog in there.
Well, it's 'cause
and like this
Okay.
little dog just.
But that's
like,
the problem. In all fairness, that's the problem with my car. Is it all goes on the remote, so I can't leave the remote in the car. I can't lock my doors
If the remote's in the car.
if the remote's in the car.
Yeah.
And to leave the car running, I have to leave the remote in the car. But if I came out there, by the time I bought myself an ice cream, I'd have nothing to get home in.
Well, normally some cars.
But I can
gives
guarantee you,
some
my dog
distance.
would not let nobody in my car.
Most likely not. I've seen your dogs.
It's funny because they look so cute,
They're
and
beautiful.
then at times, well, they get a bit smelly this time of year, to be perfectly honest. You know, they're at the groomers 2 to 3 weeks. So come on, let's talk about your favourite vehicle, Laura.
What favorite vehicle?
Your Jeeps.
I don't own Jeeps.
I'm not a great Jeep lover. I never like Jeeps.
I like Jeeps. I don't own one, but I like
They're
them.
cheap. They're cheap and poorly made.
I think they're cute. They're like
My kids are begging me for my next car to be a Jeep.
When my kids went to school, a lot of the kids there, it was a private school. Most of them own Jeeps.
I think since we moved closer to Galveston too, we see a lot more Jeeps
Yeah,
now.
because they want to go to Jeep weekend and kill one another.
No, not necessarily.
Well, that's no different than we like to go to the four-wheeling park, and there's been a lot
To the
of
where?
a four-wheeling park over in Crosby.
What park?
Four-wheeling park,
Oh,
like
four-wheeling.
ATV and four-wheeling, and there's been quite a bit of deaths when there's
But-
events
but
there
how
lately.
do they get killed at a four-wheeling park? With accidents or?
Yeah.
Accidents.
No, but
happening
no.
on
The one
four-wheeling.
at Galveston the other week, they were shooting one another.
Oh no.
And they was knifing one another. I mean, a bit
No.
of a difference.
This one they get drunk and crash into each other and crack each other's heads open and stuff and drowned.
Oh, they're just
Yeah.
proving it to be Texan then.
Oh God. A lot of us like the mud and the speed.
The mud and the speed. You're welcome to it. You're welcome to all
But
of it.
yes, so Jeep is doing a recall of 354,000 worldwide. I wonder how many of
Have
these
you got
cars
anything,
have
Kay,
been
you want to
listed
bring up?
We were talking about Ezra Miller earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's talk about this guy in Hawaii. Is that where he's from?
No, he's just an actor that was visiting Hawaii and just started terrorizing
Oh.
all of them.
So he's an actor.
He is an actor.
Yes,
He's
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 going.
based where? California.
I think so.
Well, they're all loopy in California anyway. Okay, so he goes
He
over.
had too many brownies.
What's that?
He had too many brownies.
Yeah, but that's got a number of implications, and I don't agree with all the implications. So he goes to Hawaii.
He goes to Hawaii, and he's supposed to be, the star of the new Flash that's coming out pretty soon. So,
What, as in Flash Gordon? Flash.
No,
the running fast Flash.
the running one.
What running Flash?
You don't know.
You don't know the superhero Flash? The
You
one
know-
that's in a red suit with kind of like a lightning bolt, runs really fast?
Yeah, Flash. Flash, the one that rides the bike. He's got like a bike that he wears. Is that the one?
What are you talking about?
I'm confused.
Yes, me too.
So he was out there, and he actually got in, I guess, an argument and ended up throwing a chair and cutting a 26-year-old woman's forehead open. So he got arrested for that. The island just wants him off of there because he's had over 10 phone calls of police reports from him. He's even broken into somebody's bedroom and ended up threatening the couple and stealing some of their stuff. I'm like, what is this man doing?
You don't even know if he's on drugs or anything. I just feel like it's just fun for them. I don't know.
I don't know who wakes up one day and be like, ooh, this would be fun. Let's go break into stuff.
See me not. No, you didn't. You didn't see me.
And then I guess in Vermont, he broke into someone's house and just stole a bunch of alcohol out of their house.
It must be a rush for him. That's what I feel like. I feel like he ain't getting the rush in life, and he has to do something to, get that
Why can't he
rush.
get himself a girlfriend or something like anybody else? Or even a boyfriend? I mean, that might make his life a bit more entertaining.
I don't know.
But to go around
Is
doing this, it's a little bit distressing, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
But 7 times since March.
Since
That's
March
crazy.
is a lot. Okay,
That's a
Steven,
lot.
this is the Flash. I can't believe you
No, there was another one years ago. I'm sure there was.
Are you thinking about Ant-Man?
I mean, he
Are you
does
thinking
have
about
a
the flaming skull one?
Ghost Rider?
I don't know what eye is. I don't know what superhero does that.
Maybe he's trying to get into character. That's why he's
That's
doing
what I'm
it.
trying to get. That's right.
Are you thinking of this one?
Ghost Rider?
I'm thinking of one. It was years ago. This,
Now, Ghost Rider does do that.
Does he really?
Yeah.
This part.
Watch.
Oh, and his face was a skull, and it was on fire. On fire? Yeah, like.
That's what's her name?
See,
forgot what her
this
name
what
is.
Steven is doing.
Yeah.
This. Is this it, Steven?
no, that's not.
Like that much fire?
Pitch Perfect girl. I forgot her name.
Her name was Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
You watch it. I'm gonna have to find that flat. He was a famous. He had blonde hair, long blonde hair.
Oh, he does not have
You're
blonde
actually
hair.
talking about Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, right?
Flash Gordon.
Is he
It's like a
different?
movie from the 80s. Yes, it's a different movie.
It was Flash Gordon.
There you go.
That's Flash Gordon. That's the man I mean.
Oh.
Flash Gordon was like
I mean-
outer space.
I mean, look, listen to this music.
I thought he was talking about He-Man.
Is he still alive?
I don't think so. I mean, this was 1980s. So
He was, because I watched a film recently, and I'm sure he was in the film.
I don't know how y'all can watch these films.
it's so bad.
Well, it's so. I mean, it's so sort of.
Look at him. Ah! He had some nice hair. How can you take any of those seriously? Like,
He does not
Oh
have
my
nice
goodness.
hair now.
what is that outfit?
We should all dress like that for Halloween.
He does not have nice hair now, Courtney.
He was originally an NFL player, wasn't he?
Was he?
Really?
I think so.
Well, that makes sense. All the
But you know what? For that era, he's pretty ripped for the 80s.
Seriously, what do you mean to say they're not ripped now, or there wasn't ripped then, or?
That just wasn't the style. Like, that wasn't the
It wasn't?
end. Like, in 70s and 80s, every skinny was in.
So you saying
Skinny
like
and
it was
fit.
in my 80s, I was a wimp?
No. I
When I
just
did
said that that
Olympics, I
wasn't
was
the
a
norm.
I was just the norm. I was a wimp. Okay, all right.
I think that was during the, wasn't that
Pick your words properly.
All I know is the men now, if they were...
Rambo era?
Could you imagine Vin Diesel or something in those tiny little shorts that in the 80s
That's disgusting.
that everybody used to wear? The men?
Oh, the little basketball shirt.
Uh-huh.
So his name is Sam J. Jones.
And was he an NFL player beforehand?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
The original Flash Gordon.
He's from Chicago, Illinois, and grew up in Sacramento, California. Yes, you're right.
When am
He
I
went
ever
to the
not right?
Marines, and he played American football, but it doesn't say where.
Perhaps he didn't win anything, but he was just good at films. Anyway,
He did have an ambition to join the Seahawks, but they turned him down.
he had a what?
He had an ambition to join the Seahawks,
But they turned him
but
down.
they turned him down in '76. This is way before my time.
Yeah, this is so.
Like,
Just about 20 years before
How
my
old
time.
was you?
I was not even born.
Well, there you go. See?
That's what I don't remember.
Listen to your elders. Okay, everybody. Well, we're going to wrap it up. That's another Olympian table for this week. I want to thank Kay, thank Laura. I want to thank Courtney. We had a good day in Brazoria yesterday, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
It was really good. Yeah.
We had good breakfast.
Then did you enjoy the Buc-ee's?
I always like Buc-ee's.
I know, but Laura wasn't there to enjoy the Buc-ee's.
No, you weren't.
What? Y'all went to Buc-ee's without me?
I spent $100 at Buc-ee's.
He got
100
salads.
Bucks at Buc-ee's?
He got burritos.
And you
He got
missed them
sandwiches.
all.
It's okay.
Where's my sandwich? My salad and burrito.
Hey, you missed.
That's
What
okay.
did you take? You took that. Did you take the healthy one?
What did you eat?
No.
I ate like
What's that?
What did you eat from Buc-ee's?
Because
They have like a variety of stuff.
What's that burrito? I had one of them.
Philly cheesesteak ones.
Yeah, I had that,
Okay.
and I ended up having 2 Italian hoagies for the whole. I had one at lunchtime, and I had one when I got home.
What about the barbecue sandwich?
I don't like the barbecue sandwich. It's too sweet. It's like
They're so good.
there's too much brown sugar in it.
So good.
I'm still trying to keep my 80s look.
Okay.
I'm not very successful at it, but I'm still trying to keep my 80s look.
You can do it. You're an Olympian.
All right. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. I want to thank. How can we get hold of you, Laura?
832-274-9841 or Laura at lspmortgage.com.
And how do we get hold of you, Miss Courtney?
832-409-7908 and Courtney at lspmortgage.com.
Or you can get hold of me through C21OlympianTX.com. Just complete the form if you're looking to buy, sell, lease. If you're looking to get involved in investing, don't listen to Grant Cardone. Contact me. All right. And just give us a call. My direct number is 713-550-0096. Have a great Juneteenth. All right. Have a great day off. Enjoy it with your family. Enjoy some barbecue. Put some American flags out. What else they got to do for Juneteenth? Anything?
I think they put American flags out for Juneteenth.
It's a barbecue and flags.
Barbecue, American
I don't know.
flags.
I know there's a parade downtown.
Well, there you go. Go join the parade. Okay?
Gotta
All
go.
right. Take it easy, guys.